record-breaking coin show for me, and I think for a few other people. But also, we're going to talk about how the way I used to do these coin shows cost me thousands of dollars. So we're going to talk about that. So stay tuned. First, here's my website, portsmouthcoinshop.com. We currently have, for the next few days, for the end of this month, 10% off proof sets and mint sets and commemorative coins. So if you ever and see a $50 commemoratives or dollar silver commemoratives, we do have 10% off those. And of course, silver proof sets, clad proof sets, and same with mint sets. Also, I see a lot of people asking questions in the comments. Come over here to Coin Help You community, post images of your coin, ask your questions. If you don't have images, it's not about a coin, you can ask just regular questions. Also, I see people posting images and asking questions on my Google listing. I can't help that way. It has to be here. We can communicate back and forth. I have the help right here to help community. So please use the Coin Help You community website. First off, I want to say this. The show was one of the best shows I've ever been to. It took us almost 2 weeks to prepare for it. I went all out, no expenses spared. Brought Andy, brought Steve. I rented a whole row and 2 corners. And I mean, we're talking a total of about $3,500 with motel, eat, gas, everything that I did. Okay, that doesn't include buying a laptop on the way up to make sure that I had be able to do videos when I wanted to do them and things like that. But that's an expense for the coin shop in general, not really the show. But still yet, I made a profit, about 10 to 12% of the total gross. That total gross was more than I've ever made at a coin show or one day in this business as far as sales to different people. And that total was $38,000 for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It was unbelievable. I probably about $3,800 for the whole weekend with the coin show. And I am floored by that, appreciative of everybody who came to my table and did business with me. Over half of that, though, was coin dealer to dealer. But I gave everybody the best deal that I could possibly give them, regardless of whether they were dealers or not, and regardless the time of day it was, or which day it was. So what we're going to do, we're going to talk about the figures, because I cost myself probably thousands of dollars and didn't even realize it in the past. Now, I did go bigger this time. I'm more well-known this time, and each show seems to get better, bigger and better. So that kind of helps. I am growing. So with that, you're going to have better sales. But I do want to talk about something, because I mean, this show was great. Everybody was great. Everybody seemed happy. Everybody seemed to be doing good. I talked to all these dealers. I do have one more video to put out after this one here, and I don't know when I'll do it, but it's a good one too. I actually video a transaction with another customer, someone who a lot of you will recognize, know really well, was a really great guy. But anyway, I'll have that out next. But let's talk about this for a minute. Let's talk about staying past 1 o'clock. Because when 1 o'clock rolled around, I see my 2-hour drive getting home before 5 o'clock. My family's home waiting on me, and I'm ready to go. I usually leave, but that used to cost me, and I didn't even realize it. This time it would have cost me big. So we're going to look at a few things here. I'm going to talk about that last day, that last Saturday. And we can talk about what was sold, what I sold the most. So on Saturday, I sold $11,770 with a gross profit of $2,306. That was Saturday alone. And the profit margin is 19.6, which I end up clearing probably around 10 once you count expenses, like I said before. Now, I have the times on these. All I have to do is click on the transaction. And I'm going to go with one, which the first transaction I want to start with is the $913, which was to a customer who had been put back a couple coins earlier and was going around shopping and trying to find coins that he needed. And he asked me if I'd just put them back on the table with his name, and I would do that. Well, at $12.55, he paid for those coins, and that's the $913 it cost. There's a couple graded Morgan dollars. One of them was a 1890 CC AU55. I will say this, graded coins sold really well. I sold a few Morgans, but I sold a little bit of everything. I can't really pinpoint one coin that sold the most, but I know I did a lot of graded coins, and then we had the carded coins there. I would say Morgan Dollars probably made us the most money, but it was close. There was a lot of stuff going on. We sold, like I said, here's a couple. This was a dealer came over and he purchased 23.30, and then at the end of the day, Andy made this sell $1,900 to another dealer. So a lot of this was dealer to dealer, but they were willing to buy stuff that other people didn't want because they're looking for inventory. They don't care whether they like it or not. They just bought it to resell. So they bought stuff that everybody else passed up and ignored, and that happens a lot. You have to understand that. Another thing, I talked to a lot of dealers because a lot of them came to me that watch my videos. A lot of dealers there do watch my videos at these coin shows. And they said, we have a 7-hour drive, so we leave early. We stay till Friday. We leave so we can get home on Saturday. A lot of them are tired. They've been to other shows. They've got other shows to prepare for. I think fun's coming up. There's different, I think the A&A show's coming up, and I heard them talking about it. So a lot of them came to me and expressed that, they care about the customers, but they also they have schedules and things they have to meet, and some things I didn't think about. But anyways, getting back to this. So I end up making, after the 12:55 sale, after 1:00, $5,914. And that's eye-opening. Now, it was a big week in for me, a big coin show, bigger than ever. So that number would have been less in the past, but if it was just a few $100s, it's still a lot. I remember doing a video back in 2020, 2021. I went to the show by myself. I only had 2 or 3 cases. And I think I sold $4,500, and most of that was on the first day, Thursday, to dealer to dealer. I'll have to look back. I haven't looked at those videos, but I always share what I make and what I, gross and everything at this show. And I think that's the case. I think that's what happened. And I left at 1:00 or 12:00, started packing up to go home because I was tired and thought, well, I've sold all I'm going to sell. If I sell a couple hundred more, it's not really going to matter. But you know what? It does matter. We had customers there, and there was a misunderstanding because the Sharonville Convention Center had the show until 6. On my badge, it was outgoing traffic after 3:00. So 3:00, the doors were closed, but you were allowed to stay until 4. That way, give everybody a chance who showed up at the end to stay. So the show planner cares about that. Now, there were a lot of dealers that left. Probably half the dealers were gone by the time 3:00 rolled around, but we stayed until about 3:30. And everybody left and everybody was done. We didn't sell a whole lot to some people. You can see there's a $54 sale, a $67 sale, a $100 sale, a $5, a $24, a $40, and a $90. Those aren't huge sales, but they were very important to me. It didn't make any difference. I gave everybody the same amount of time. And I just want everybody to know that it's changed me. I've changed my paradigm on this, and I'll be different in the future when it comes to these larger shows. I'm staying till the end. I'm going to stay the whole amount of time. I feel like that we owe coin collectors to do that if you can. But if you can't, they understand that too. As long as everybody has this understanding, I'm not doing it because I don't care about your business, but I literally have a life that I have to get to because I've been at coin shows. I drove 7 hours. That's going to be 14 hours total when I go back. You got to consider that too. As long as it's not ill intent, I think it's okay. But that's what I want to explain to everyone. So you can see that after 1, there was substantial transactions, but most of it was dealer to dealer. If it wasn't any dealer to dealer, it would have been a small amount. Some would argue it's not worth it. Some would argue 5,900 is not worth it too. Some dealers go to shows, if they don't do 100K or 150K, they're not happy. So like I said, I'm not that big of a dealer. I'm not trying to be. I'm just bringing all that I can bring from all the large collections that I purchased. You guys seen those videos. Watch those videos if you haven't. If you're a new subscriber or haven't caught up on those, go back and watch the large collections I did at part 1 and part 2. But I've done several of those this year because we've bought a lot of coins, buying as fast as we can sell, and we still have a lot of coins. So I'm going to be working real hard this week to get coins up. We are open up front again. But I wanted to share this so that everyone could see, what I did at the show and what happened and the times, and just give you an insider idea of how things went. It was just busy the whole time, nonstop. And people, it's unbelievable how many people watch my videos that come to these shows. It's just makes me feel good that I can actually make a positive impact on the coin show, that it positive with my videos, and I try to do that. I had one person, come up to me and said that it seemed like I'm kind of focusing on the bad or whatever, in my last couple of videos. And I'm not really trying to focus on bad as far as anything to do with leaving coin shows and all that, or we're hurting the hobby. But we need to talk about the hard topics, the topics that make you feel a little uncomfortable. They kind of bring out some of the negativity in your brain because we have to solve those. We have to come up with solutions and try to fix it. We want this hobby to be fun. When you walk in, everybody's smiling. When you walk in a coin shop, everybody's smiling and happy that you're there. We need to get back to that. I hear a lot of people talk about how this new generation and how the world's getting messed up, and man, they're going to be running this world and they can't do this and they don't care about that. But yet, here you are, an older generation, and I know it's happening. There's too many people telling me they walk in a coin shop and they get an attitude from the coin dealer. Now, I'm not saying all coin dealers are like that, and I'm not saying everybody that says that doesn't have an attitude themselves. But seriously, if you're really this torch holder for ethics and decency and the way America used to be, then act like it. Seriously. When someone walks in, appreciate them. Show them that you care that they're in your coin shop and you want to do business with them. Don't be an old codger. Don't be a jerk. And if that's you, that's a shame, because you're just no different than the people that you're pointing fingers at. You're the same. Anyways, I had to add that because I feel passionately and strongly about that. People, when you come in the coin shop, they should feel welcomed in your coin shop. You should be glad to do business with them, whether they stink, whether they are not spending a lot of money, whether you think they're tire kickers or whatever you think they are. Listen, you never know if that person has got a YouTube channel, and you have no idea whether that person just dressed up just to see what you're like. That may be a rich man, and he plug out $1 million if you acted right. So you don't know that. So anyways, thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.